Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tamara Ajasa. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers. I am super grateful. Thank you. We are growing. I can see the increase. So thank you for all the love. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you're not yet subscribed, please can you hit the subscribe button? Hit the subscribe button now and let's get to know each other better. Thank you. In this video, we are talking about postpartum depression, PPD. And I know this topic is super sensitive and not necessarily always lauded, but it's a conversation that needs to be had, and I'm here to shed my own light on the topic, talk about what I know about it, my research, and also my own story, and most importantly, how you can overcome postpartum depression. Trust me, you can. It is not a lifelong disease. It is not a disease. And if you are not yet married, or if you don't have children or trying to conceive, this is the opportunity for you to gain enough knowledge and to be fully armed to know that it doesn't need to happen to you. Okay? So are you ready to learn? Are you ready to hear my story? Are you ready to interact? Let's get straight into it. Firstly, what is postpartum depression? Let's start by breaking the words postpartum, and then we have depression. Postpartum simply means after the birth of a child. And medically speaking, it actually could refer to a few hours from the baby being born to about 6 weeks, and sometimes it's often referred to about 6 months. That's just postpartum. Postpartum. After partum. And then depression. Depression is a mood disorder which is characterized by extreme sadness and feeling like there's a loss of interest, feeling like life is not worth it, and all of that. We should have heard what depression is. And now putting both side by side, or putting them together, we have postpartum depression, PPD. And PPD simply refers to, it's something that happens to so many women, and it's characterized by extreme sadness or some level of sadness, and a feeling or like a loss of interest in your general activities, or even a loss of interest in the baby, and characterized by a whole lot of things. And we're going to break it down a bit now. There is the baby blues, there's postpartum depression, there's postpartum psychosis. Let's move that one out the window. I'm not talking about that. Now, baby blues basically is something that hits most new parents, and it's simply like you come back from the hospital, now you have that baby with you, and you're like, what on earth am I going to do? What am I doing? That's just that initial phase, maybe like first 2 days of you trying to understand my life has changed and all of that, and that's basic. Then postpartum depression is kind of a step further from that. It's if the baby blues kind of continues for a longer period, and then you realize that you are not able to function the way you usually would, and it begins to affect your mood, and you start feeling sad, crying a lot more often, so many other things which we'll talk about. That is postpartum depression, and it actually has different levels. It could be mild, it could be really severe, and then when it's really extreme, that's when it's postpartum psychosis. Why does it happen? Why? There's actually no singular reason why some women have postpartum depression. There's not one reason. It could be a number of reasons, such as physical changes, your body, your hormones, everything. Like when a woman gets pregnant, she gives birth, you are not the same again. That's just the truth. Don't let anybody deceive you. You are not the same again. So it could be the physical changes. It could be the way you had your baby. If your birth plan did not go as you had planned it in your head or in your mind, or how you've written it down. If you really wanted to have a vaginal, you ended up having a C-section, or even if you had a vaginal, it was very tough. You had a big episiotomy and all those things, so many things. It could also be a kind of feeling inadequate, like you don't think you are worth it. You don't think you know or you understand how to do the job of being a mother. So many things combined. It could also be stress, lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation could just turn somebody's head sometimes. All those factors could be part of the things that cause postpartum depression, and not necessarily just one singular reason. And then we ask, like, is it going to happen to every woman? no, capital no. And I'm not even going to use the word most. That's what I tried. I hope I haven't said that. I hope I didn't say most women. I don't have that statistics. It happens to a lot of women. It happens to a number of women, but it doesn't have to happen to you. And even if it happened to you like it did to me, there is a way to come out of it. Okay? And for you who is not yet there, there is a way to ensure that you do not even go there. Now, let me talk about my story. I got married 2014, and then we welcomed our first son December 2015. And I remember when I found out I was pregnant, the first thought in my mind was, wow, someone is going to call me mommy. Like, nothing beats that joy of knowing that you are going to be a mom, especially if you want it. It's an indescribable joy, and I was looking forward to it so much, to have that opportunity to be a part of someone's new life, to start a new life, to be responsible for someone else. It's like your own chance at trying to mold a character according to how God wants you to. And then I got into, I don't even remember if I really had labor, like it was so strong, but I know I was in the hospital, and then I had to do a C-section. So first and foremost, I'm like, oh, what is this? I really wanted the Hebrew woman delivery. And here I was, I had a C-section. And I'm like, well, it has happened, there's nothing to do about it. And also coupled with the fact that I actually really wanted my first child to be a girl, and then I had a boy. And I'm like, okay, let's go home. And we got home, of course, that initial phase of trying to adjust and everything. And I just started to realize that, look, this is a lot tougher than I imagined. Like, it's a lot tougher. Taking care of an infant is not an easy job. Yes, we all can receive grace to parent, to be a mom, no doubt about that. But when I say it's not an easy job, it is super challenging, and you grow up fast. Like, you really, really grow up fast. And it hit me so hard, and I started wondering, like, I remember those times when I used to say, I want triplets. So to say I want triplets, and I always told my husband before we got married, like, I'm never going to have a help. I don't want to have anybody living in my house, and blah, 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 blah. So here I was with one child, not triplets, so, and it was not looking so tough. It was looking like this is the most impossible job ever. It was so confusing. I didn't get it. You wonder, like, why can't the baby sleep without screaming and crying? Why does the baby have to cry before sleep? Why must this? Why must that? And all of that. Those things overwhelmed me. And that was not even the major start. That was just the baby blues part. But as months passed and I realized, number one, it took time for my incision to heal. And even after it kind of healed a bit, by the time I got to 6 months, I had to go back to the hospital because I can't remember, maybe it was an infection or something. Something happened, and I know I got admitted in the hospital for a few days. But through the months leading to that 6 months, my life totally felt weird. It felt different. Number one, I gained a lot of weight. I'd always been skinny. If you knew me from secondary school, in fact from university, I was like skinny. Yes, I had shape, but very skinny or very slim. Let me use the word slim. And so this was my first time seeing fat coming out in different aspects of my body, like my arms, my hips got so wide, my thighs. I got confused. Like, I've always been a heavy eater, so it was the same eating method that I entered, but this time around, it was like the hormones were saying, you are no more a girl, you are now a woman. So all the fats just started descending. And I was like, what? So that was a major thing. And considering my own job, my profession, I teach dance. Being overweight and being a dance teacher, I know there are dance teachers who are overweight, no doubt, but it just wasn't working for me. I would be coming up the stairs, panting so hard, and I'm like, if I can't walk up the stairs without panting, how would I dance? And so the depression came in from the point of, I am losing myself. I'm losing myself what made me happy. Not to say that there's no joy in my baby being here, but I felt like, who is Tamara right now? I couldn't dance as well as I wanted to. I couldn't even, which dance? I couldn't even work out, like to try to get my body back because of the pain I was feeling. It took about, even though I went back to the hospital for the 6 weeks postpartum checkup, the doctor said, yeah, you are cleared, it's okay. It still took a lot before I was even able to try working out. I think by the time I got to 3 months postpartum, I tried to attend the classes I used to take before. I went there, and after that day, I was like, oh, this is a lot of work, and I'm so out of breath, and I didn't go back again for a period of time. So a lot of things, and it was so hard. Social media even makes things hard, to be honest, because you are seeing your peers in the industry, so to say, and they are moving, they are doing things, and it's like, I'm here because I don't born Peking now. I'm just stuck in this house. And it was just, I felt crowded by my home. I wanted to feel life again, or taste activities again. I'm not even that much of a going out kind of person, but when I love my job, and to be able to do it freely, to go out for fitness events, to go and teach in schools when I used to teach dance, and all of those things, I missed it so badly. It was so much. It was so bad. And I was so discontent with my shape. I was so discontent with my body. I just didn't know if it was possible to get back in shape and get back my stamina. That was a major cause for me. Also with the fact that it was challenging trying to take care of an infant that you think you are ready for. Honestly, nothing prepares you adequately for the job of caring for a baby. And I'm not saying this to scare you if you've never had a child. It's more like to mentally prepare you, and also to even make you begin to read about it. So you see people, I just want to have children, I just want to have children, I just want to have children. You don't even know the work that you don't even know what it entails. This is the time to begin to read about it. This is time to even help out. If you see someone has a baby, try and go there. Gain that experience ahead for your own time, so it doesn't hit you too hard and the shock just affects you like, what is this? Okay, that was how I was sinking deeper and deeper into that feeling of sadness. I was always crying, I was always moody, and who of course would bear the brunt? My husband. It was a super trying time for us. By the time, and I'm talking about not even the very early stage, I'm talking about maybe from about 3 months postpartum to about 6-7 months postpartum. That phase, I was really up and down, to be honest. I was just up and down, mood swings, oh gosh, mood swings, everything. I was overwhelmed, I was tired. There was so much anxiety and fear. Waking up every minute, hey, where's my baby? Is he still breathing? Is it this? Is it that? It was so overwhelming. I started feeling like, am I going paranoid or something? Like, am I alone? Am I alone, ladies? Please tell me. Am I alone? And I would wake up every time. I don't remember having like 3 or 4 hours good sleep at a stretch. I don't even remember it. It was so bad. And those things really, really held me back. Those things really held me. And I always said, with my first son, I cried so much. I was crying every day. And then, should we talk about breastfeeding? That also can even be another trigger point. Difficulty in latching or understanding how to breastfeed. When you feel like your flow is this and that. And first time, a number of things that don't even go on in Nigeria, because I hear that when you I've never given birth abroad, but when you give birth abroad, you have a lactation consultant come to meet you in the morning or something when you give birth to show you how to properly place the baby, teach you about breastfeeding and all those things. Thankfully, I got some books that I read, I actually did, to better understand how to make this breastfeeding thing work, because I really wanted it to work, but it was painful, it was all over the place. Sometimes I have sometimes it comes out well, sometimes it doesn't come out well. So all those things just joined together to make me, I almost said to made me, all those things joined together at that time. and it made me feel depressed. One day I just woke up and I thought, like, how hard can it be to lose weight? Like, yes, it's hard, but it's not impossible. And then by the time by the time my son got to 7 months, then I actively began to work towards losing weight and getting myself back into the groove of dancing. That was a life changer. Honestly, that was the beginning of, beginning of freedom, beginning of like celebration, beginning of the problem solved. Everything definitely began to change from that point. And that's why I am here today now, and I'm like, wow, I wish I gained so much knowledge. I do understand that there are severe cases. I'm not even undermining that at all. And you would, in such instances, you would need medical attention. You would need a certain kind of therapy, psychotherapy, and all of that. I do understand that people have that. A major thing that I learned thinking about how that time went for me was, do not isolate yourself and do not hide your feelings. And I'm not saying anyone who comes, say, I'm feeling depressed. No, you don't want to tell the wrong people, but have someone you can talk to, even if it's your spouse. Even if it's not your spouse, if, I don't know, your marriage is not how it's supposed to be or something, if there's someone else you can talk to. Now, it's quite unfortunate that I do not know any institution that is majorly focused on postpartum depression in Nigeria. Please, if anyone knows, can you put that in the comment section? You can help someone out. I don't know any of that, but talk to someone, talk to a loving friend, talk to someone who will be able to come and help you. Don't isolate yourself. And another thing is, I felt like then I was crowded by my thoughts and myself. And so there were times when I intentionally took a walk. Back that baby, strap the baby, take a walk. It don't matter what your street looks like, what your estate looks like, take a walk. Sometimes you just need that fresh air. Tell your husband, look, you have to hold this baby for me. It's your baby, you cannot kill the baby. Hold the baby for me. I need to get a break. If you don't want to take the baby, go out, take a long walk, do something outside of just care for the baby. If your whole life is just structured on the baby, you can feel overwhelmed. Trust me. And it's not that you don't love that baby. If you've never been here, you won't understand. It's not that you don't love the baby, but we all need fresh air sometimes, especially moms who are fuller time moms. I believe every mom, whether you work 9 to 5 or not, you are a full-time mom. But we that entrepreneurs or full-time housewives, business women who can work from home or who have more control over their own time, yes, it gets even more overwhelming for people like us, because like you are stuck with that baby. There's no 9 to 5. You are stuck with that baby. You need fresh air. Get some fresh air. And I do have to tell you that, look, it might sound like, how is it going to work? But pray. Whatever word comes out from your mouth, oh God, help, pray. And call someone who you know can pray for you. Ask your friend to pray for you, to be praying for you, as well as come and check up on me. Oh, don't just sit down in your house and be praying. And no, come and check up on me. Come and help me. Give me help. If you can afford to get help, get help. Omugo period is usually 3 months, some even 1 month, some even no omugo at all. So whatever situation you are in, you have to prepare yourself, because the first 3 months can be such a breeze because your mom is there, your mother-in-law is there, everyone is helping you, your aunties and all of that in some cases. But when they go, don't let the reality hit you that you will not be feeling like, oh Lord, what am I going to do? Get help. Pray about it. And another thing is, distance yourself from those who will condemn you, those who will criticize you. Distance yourself from people with bad energy, because some people have this kind of energy that once they even come and visit you, you are already further depressed. Don't give those people the opportunity to come close to you. Look, your own sanity is very important, because at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to take care of that baby. Your sanity is important. Do not allow people who would speak against your abilities of being a mother, because at that stage you're already feeling like, am I even adequate enough to be a mom? Can I even do this? Okay, there is help available for you. And look, God gives grace. There's a reason why he gave you that child. You are a mom for a reason, because you can do it. It doesn't even matter how you came about the pregnancy, how the baby came to this earth. Look, the baby is here, the baby is here. It is your duty to mother that child, and you can do it. You have had that grace. And I had to say that a major reason why a woman should not stay in the state of postpartum depression, and why you shouldn't even go into it if you've not been there, is this major reason. I really do believe that the mother determines the atmosphere of a home. And this is, you can call it cultural or traditional, whatever. The man is the head of the home, and I believe the woman is the heart of the home, or the soul of the home. Yes, that's a better way to put it. And that could be because we end up being the one to spend so much time with the children. Look, if you go for school events, inter-house sports, PTA meeting, parents visiting day, and all of those days, open day, and all those things, let's not deceive ourselves. We see more women, we see more moms than dads. Look, there are some cases where in a sea of about 50 women, you probably see only 3 men. And so we automatically are the ones who spend so much more time with the children. And because of that, it is so easy to transmit your energy, your mood to your baby, to your child, to your infant, to your toddler, as they go through those phases. Look, postpartum depression is not just, when the baby is still an infant. No. Sometimes it even gets, when your baby is a year old, even beyond that. And then as more children come into the household, it could be so wide, but hopefully you do not get there. You do not even have it at all. Fully arm yourself. Arm yourself with knowledge. Like I said, that nothing can adequately prepare you. But reading and knowing things, and also visit women who have little children. Just spend time with them. Look at how it is. Learn a few things. Speak with them. Let them teach you things to do before you get there. Do not let things just hit you so hard, because you cannot afford to remain there. You cannot afford to even go there. You don't want that energy in your household. Look, I think, in my opinion, one of the saddest things, but let me not say saddest, but one of the tough things to happen to a child is to grow in a home that is full of tension. In a home that a mother is so tense and so moody and so depressed. It's a very tough thing. You have to think of the future of that child. Look, that first year of a child is so important in their development, in their spiritual development, in their physical, in their emotional, psychological, professional development. That first year is super important. And you have to take that time to be there for your baby. Postpartum depression robs you of the joy of motherhood. There is such a joy in knowing that you have your child, in watching that child grow. And if you sink into that depression, you miss those moments, you miss those memorable times, and you can never get it back. The next thing is you now want to be hounding for your grandchildren because you didn't have that time, and you can never ever get it back. So please, please, please do remember, one thing you should take away is you are the soul of your home. You determine the atmosphere of your home. And so you cannot afford to remain in that place. Do everything to get help. If you know that you're having harmful thoughts or suicidal thoughts, it's so extreme, you need to seek help. I really do wish I would keep doing my research. If I see any organization that deals with that, I will put that in the comment section. If anyone knows of any of that, anything like that in Nigeria, please put that in the comment section. You cannot afford to do this on your own. Most times when women have this thing, they don't say it to anyone, because the whole world is going to judge you. For heaven's sake, you are a mother. Why should you feel like you are not bonding with your baby? Or why should you feel like you want to go back to your work when you have a baby here? Everybody is going to come, put their own mouth. And then you would rather just keep it to yourself. Or please seek help. Speak to the right person. Speak to a friend. Remember someone that you can talk to. Speak to someone. Seek help. Go, look, say something about it. Do not isolate yourself. Think of that child. Think of that baby. What do you want that baby growing up seeing? What do you want that child to grow up and what is not impression? What kind of character or are you structuring in front of your child? Do you understand? And if you sink deeper into that depression and it gets to your children, the toddler age and all of that, it gets so risky. And you see, the world is full of broken adults. Why? Because they lost that sense of love from childhood. Now that you have the opportunity to mold the right thing in front of your child, to mold your child the right way, train that child up in the way that he or she should go, why not take the time to do it? It's a lot easier to help shaping a baby, a child, as opposed to trying to fix an adult. That is a lot of work. Look, you can come out of this. You really can come out of this. I have been there, and that experience, the first time around, I told myself, look, whatever it takes, I cannot go back to this. I cannot afford to. And I am so grateful to God. And I'm so grateful to the support of my loving husband and my household that I was able to overcome that and not even smell it, not go near it by the time we had our second, and now that we have our third. So it is super possible. Trust me, it is possible to come out of it. It is possible to overcome it. It's not going to be easy. Parenting and easy, they are not two words to put side by side. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's a challenge, it's a tough job, but it is a possible job. And grace has been released for you to do it, okay? I really do hope that you've gotten a thing or two from this. And please share this video with anyone you know that might need this, a new mom or a mom who is overwhelmed or overloaded. Please share this. And if you want to share your story with me or anything, or you want someone to speak with, to further speak with, please feel free to send me an email. My email address should be somewhere in the description box. If you want to be totally anonymous, it is fine. If you want to send me a DM on Instagram, DMCbyTAMARA, please do that. Or if you want to just share a bit of your story and how you came out, and you can type it in the comment section, please do that. You could be helping someone else, okay? Let's share the love, okay? Thank you so much, and happy International Women's Day. I know this is coming up a day after, but still take it from me. Happy International Women's Day. Woman, be whole.